Hello everyone, my name is Chloe and today I am here with a brand new video. Welcome to Brunette Bibliophile, where I post bookish videos and writing content. Today I'm here to talk about all of the books that I read during the month of July. While I didn't read a ton of books, I did have some 5 stars and a lot of high rated books. So we're just going to dive right in and go ahead and get started. So the first book I read this month was The Fianc Fart by Alexandria Bellefleur. And this was actually one of my review books. I received an audiobook via the Libro FM ALC program. This had a lot of hype on Book Talk, so I was a little more excited to pick this one up because I did read her debut and I didn't really enjoy it that much. This one ended up being a surprising read for me and it was really good. The two characters had really good chemistry and I ended up giving this book 4 stars. While this author is not going to be an auto by author for me, I am going to keep my eye on her future work. I'll go ahead and link my review in the description below. Next, I read Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. This is the sequel to Secretly Yours, which I read earlier this year. In this one, we are following Natalie Voss, who is the sister of one of the main characters in the first book, and she ends up falling into a marriage of convenience with August. And it's kind of an enemies to lovers, definitely the marriage of convenience. I ended up reading a lot of Marriage of Convenience this month, which was not planned. And I ended up enjoying this one way better than the first one. I gave this one 5 stars. And I've noticed when I read Tessa Bailey duologies, the second one is always much better for me. I don't really understand what the trend is with that, but I ended up really enjoying this one. Next, I read Snow and Poison by Melissa de la Cruz. And this is a Snow White retelling. Earlier this year, I read her Cinderella retelling and I really enjoyed it and I gave that 5 stars. This one, I did also enjoy, but I ended up giving it 4 stars. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the other book. There were definitely a lot of red herrings going on in this book. It's a romance, but there's also a little bit of a mystery aspect and a bit of a fantasy element as well. I really hope Melissa de la Cruz continues to do fairy tale retellings. I have been enjoying them and I want to see what other retelling she does in the future. Next, I read Borrow My Heart by Casey West. Casey West is one of my auto-buy authors for her contemporary work. She writes a lot of fluffy contemporary romance and for me it is very like palate cleanse, like read it, enjoy it, forget about it kind of books. And this one was not necessarily a fake dating trope, but it was kind of like borderline. One person was fake dating the other, but the other didn't know it was fake. So I'm really towing the marriage of convenience and fake dating tropes this month. Overall, I gave this one 4 stars. It had a couple of different layers to it that I wasn't expecting with it, but overall I did enjoy it. Next, I read A Guide to Being Just Friends by Sophie Sullivan. This was another review book that I received an e-arc from the publisher via NetGalley, so thank you to the publisher for that. And this is the second Sophie Sullivan book that I have been offered an early copy of. So we're following our main character, Haley, who owns a salad shop, and she's trying to really get her business off the ground. And then we have Wes, who accidentally mistakes her for his online date. So they end up falling into this like strangers to friends relationship. And a lot of the book focuses on friendship. It definitely gives the kind of When Harry Met Sally vibes without all of the jumps in time. I really liked the focus on friendship and how it took a bulk of the book was just friendship. And then towards the end was more of like a romance. I do think that Wes did a lot of stupid things right at the end of the book, and the resolution did happen fairly quickly, but overall everything worked out. And I gave this one 4 stars. There is one book in this like companion series that I haven't read yet that I think was her debut, so I am going to be trying to read that as soon as possible just so I can have the full companion trilogy complete. And I will link my review for this book in the description below as well. The next book I read was one of my 5-star reads, and I don't want to talk about it too much because I will be having a whole dedicated video to this book. And it was My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I want to say thank you so much to the publisher for reaching out and offering me an early copy to be a part of the blog tour for this book. This book does come out on August 29th, so I will be doing a full video review for it after the release date, probably like the very next day. So for now, all I'm going to say with this book is I absolutely loved it. I can't believe, like, I'm shocked with how much I loved it because it wasn't really on my radar. And I gave this one 5 stars. And that's all I'm going to say for now. The next book I read was for the BookTube Chicks book club for the month of July, and I read Lark by Alex Astor. This is the first in a new series. Lark went viral on TikTok, so it already has like a movie in the works, and there's a bunch of hype behind Lark and this series. I did write a full review, and I'll link that in the description below, and we did talk about this book for book club in a live show, so I'll link that in the description below as well. But for now, all I'm going to say is that I gave this book 3 stars. I was interested in wondering what the hype was about, and I really don't understand all the hype. But this book has a lot of layers to it that definitely keep your mind moving, and there were some surprises that I wasn't expecting. And I am very, very briefly considering reading the sequel solely because of the romance and kind of how this book ended with the romance. Check out the live show and my review in the description below. You can get more of my thoughts, as well as Desiree from Libri Labra and Kathleen from For the Love of Books. We did a whole live show, so check it out down below. And these final 2 books that I read, I'm going to talk about them together because holy crap, I was not expecting to have this reaction to these books. So my group of friends at work that I buddy read with, we ended up pivoting to a different series, and I got to pick it this time, and we started A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. Holy crap, I love this book so much. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling where Persephone is the goddess of spring, but her powers don't have her making life. She basically kills plants. She ends up in a deal with Hades, and it is just such a beautiful book that I loved so much. The relationship, the slow burn, oh my god, absolutely. I gave this one 5 stars, and then immediately after we picked up A Game of Fate by Scarlett St. Clair. This is this book from Hades' perspective. So this is the Hades and Persephone saga, and this is the Hades saga. And we are reading it in the proper reading order that we found on Scarlett St. Clair's website. And it's so hard because I want to know what happens after this one. But this one has way more deeper layers because Hades doing so much other shit when he's not with Persephone. There's so much that she doesn't know. So this one I gave 5 stars. This one I gave 4.5 stars just because there were some bits that were kind of slow for me, but I binged the last 50% of this book, and I am just absolutely obsessed with this series and these characters, and I'm so excited to read more from this series. The last book in the Hades saga just came out like a week ago, and the last book in the Hades and Persephone saga comes out in November, and I am so hyped. I do not binge read series often, but I have already started the second one in the Hades and Persephone saga, and I've got the next books already in my cart, and I am so excited to continue on with this series. So that is everything that I read during the month of July, and that is all I have for you all today. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every week, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts are on them, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!
In the darkness, I don't feel so cold.